Hey everyone. So I was recently reading some news on a couple sites like Engadget, The Verge, and such. There's some current drama going on with Ubisoft and The Crew. And I was reading a little bit about it. I wanted to summarize it, just kind of share my thoughts and perspective on the whole situation. So The Crew is a game, came out maybe around a decade ago, 2013-ish, I believe. And I have some fond memories of the game because I, of course, did a playthrough of the story back in the day. The game also was the first next-gen racer that I had played too. And so through that, I had some fond memories of playing the game, and I enjoyed it quite a bit relative to The Crew 2. I just really enjoyed the whole concept that they were pursuing. It was really ambitious and very interesting and fun, to say the least. But recently, Ubisoft, over the past couple months, had announced, hey, we're going to shut down The Crew, and we're going to do that on April 1st. And the big problem, first and foremost, with that is that the game is online only. You had to be connected online to play the game. And so with this notice, essentially, if you own the game physically, or if it's on your Steam library or something, booting the game up would not allow you to play the game anyway because you wouldn't be able to connect. But then something happened the last couple weeks that was pretty interesting, and it's that the company actually went on and revoked licenses to the game. So then you would no longer even see the game in your library or so on. The evidence of which we know The Crew existing is through now online posts, or you own the copy itself physically. But this brought up a big question about gaming preservation, especially from the lens of, a lot of folks were under the perspective that, okay, well, the servers might be down, but we could create private servers and still maintain a way of playing the game. But with the licenses totally gone, the game just doesn't exist anymore for a lot of players. And Ubisoft, to their credit, did say, hey, we'll issue refunds, but they did it under their standard refund window. And of course, for a 10-year-old game, that means 99.9% of owners of the game would not qualify for those, but they have lost rights, they have lost their access to the game, they have lost the ability to even attempt to play the game in some fashion. And the hard thing about that is, we live in an era where I think gaming is transformative in its lens of entertainment. When I think about television shows and when I think about movies, they can serve two very different purposes in my mind. And when you think about TV specifically, I think TV's primary objective is to entertain its audience. And not to say movies don't accomplish the same thing, but I think from the lens of film, there can be an elevated level of art applied to the film. And so I think a lot of people are going to care about this depending upon their perspectives of video games. I've grown up with video games, and I very much respect the talent it goes into creating one, from having writers to artists to computer scientists to business management folks. There takes a lot of people with very diverse backgrounds to come together and produce a game. And my perspective has always been that what those people are doing collectively is creating a piece of art for us to enjoy and to have the opportunity to reflect back on. If I want to talk about The Crew, the newest game in the Crew series, there is a part of me that would enjoy the opportunity to go back and retrospectively enjoy and play and appreciate the titles that came before it. Now no longer can I, unless under some other means that are not easily available to the average person. And so when I think about that, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing that a company would do such a thing because of the fact that what you are doing is inhibiting the ability for people who really do respect and appreciate video game development as an art, not just as a piece of entertainment, to enjoy that historically. And I think that's very disappointing. And it also couples onto it with the question of Ubisoft's plans for their other titles, because recently there was a director at Ubisoft who had come out and said, Well, people just need to get more comfortable not owning their games. And so when you have people making statements like this at the company, and you have the company taking actions such as they have, it really brings into question that if you go out and you purchase the latest Ubisoft game, what are the odds that this can't just happen to you at any other time of ownership? And I think what would be a very important message to send is that people appreciate the idea that when they purchase something, and this goes digitally and it goes physically, that your tendered money is in exchange for something of value that you've purchased. And when it doesn't matter if the game's 10 years old, it doesn't matter if it's 20, 30, 40 years old, you purchased it, you should have a right to that good, or the company who's taking that from you should have a way of remediating that situation, so to speak. And so that's just my perspective on it. And I'm really thinking about it mostly from the lens of gaming is a form of art. We should have the opportunity to preserve that art. And for people to take actions that inhibit the ability to do that is damaging to the industry at large, and it's damaging to the perspective that gaming is an art and should be treated as such, because it creates a lens where people can't fully appreciate and envelop themselves in that history, so if they want, And so I thought that was pretty sad news. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts there, and would also like to hear what you think as well. I just think it's tragic that it's obvious that the people who run some of these companies are solely viewing it from the lens of it being a business. And it hurts me because as somebody who consumes and enjoys this content, I don't see it that way. And I think it's so much more than that, and it can be so much more than that. And unfortunately, we're in a day and age where gaming is so mainstream that it's attracted, not just the enthusiasts, but also those with other means, right, or other objectives, which is make as much money as we can. We're running these servers, they're too costly, shut them down, revoke the licenses, because that's the best way we can manage our cash flow regarding this game, which is, I'm just theorizing, was why this business decision was made in the first place. So, all right, well, that's all I wanted to share. Would love to hear your thoughts, and thanks for tuning in as always. Appreciate it.